everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing very well. So in today's video I'm here to test out a couple of new products, some very interesting products. I mean, if you couldn't tell by the title, the main item that I'm going to be testing out today is the nyxcosmetics Sex Foil Digital Liquid Highlighter. So recently I've been trying a lot of nyxcosmetics because I've just been really into their brand. The first thing that I purchased from them was their blush, which is one of my favourite blushes of all time. I picked up a couple of their lip products, and now this is one of their brand new releases. I actually purchased this from Beauty Bay. One amazing thing about Beauty Bay, actually, I basically have accumulated a lot of points, and I actually redeemed it to get a hall pass, which is basically next day delivery, like unlimited for a year. So that is going, you know, to good use basically, because I ordered this literally yesterday, which was Friday, and today is Saturday, and it's here, and it got here about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so perfect timing. So yeah, essentially this is a face and body highlighter. I don't really use a lot of highlighters. I don't use any highlighters on my body, to be honest, because I don't really show a lot of skin. I show my arms and occasionally my neck, and that's it. And it's normally meant to be for people who like to go on beaches, and if they're going on a night out and they want to glow, then this is definitely for that as well. I'm mainly going to be using it today mixed in with my foundation, because you can use this to glow up the skin as well, and then possibly I'll use it as a separate highlighter. So I'll get onto this in a moment, even though I've just spoken about it the whole time. I have a new eyeshadow palette that I want to try, and it's a Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette. I think its name is just called Coffee Cat, and I had this in my wish list and it was on sale, and I thought, you know what, I'll test it out as well. So this is like a brand new product, kind of, I think it's been out for a few months, but it's recently come back in stock. So I'm just going to start off with the beginning routine of my skin, like my skin routine, because it's been a while since I've put on a full face of makeup, just because it's been so hot in the UK. Like I've mentioned, around the whole world it's going to be really just hot and just sticky, and yeah, today is a day where it's not as cooler. It's still pretty humid, but it's going to rain very soon, and I'm very excited for that, because I've not been feeling too well in this heat, because I get heat stroke just by sitting at home, just by having the blinds open. Like, I've been working from home still, and I occasionally look out the window and I think I get heat stroke from that. It's so pathetic, but mainly because of my rosacea. It is just been messing me up. So yeah, that was my skin milk. I'm going in with one of my Pro Base primer sticks. I actually quite like this. It's really nice. This is the Soothe and Cool priming stick from MUA Makeup Academy. So I'm just going to get that everywhere. And like I mentioned, when it comes to this Sex Foil, I don't know how they come up with these names. It's quite odd. I mean, when I spoke about their bullet lipsticks that came out recently, which I do own one of, I did mention that a lot of people kind of had issues over the names, because some of the names are a little bit risque, and when I saw the name for these sex foils, I'm like, what is actually happening? I really don't understand what the point of it is. So yeah, I'm going to go with my foundation, but I'm going to mix some of this on top. So I'm going in with my Pretty Fresh Colourpop foundation in the shade Fair 20N, so neutral, but I'm going to use my foil as well. So I'm actually going to mix them together. I have a sponge and I have my brush at the ready, so I'm not quite sure what would be better, but I'll just quickly show you guys. This was £27 on their website, but I didn't realise how big it was. And it's freaking huge. It's almost like the size of my head. Yeah, this is the shade Stargazer. They do have a nice shade selection. I didn't realise how gold this is, because I looked on their website, well, mainly Beauty Bay's website, and they have a lot of swatches, and I just was not sure what to use for me. So yeah, you get excuse me, you get a really nice kind of design on the front, and then you get this little plastic lid. You do get a little pump at the top, which I actually quite like. So I am going to put some foundation on my hand first, and then I will put that on top. So I'm going to start off with my brush just to see if it will do anything different. I'm just going to just shake, because it's been a while since I've used my foundation. So Just going to take a couple of pumps that I normally take, and right, let's go in with the Sex Foil. Give this a bit of a shake as well, because I don't know how liquidy it is, because I literally haven't tested it. All I did was like take it out of the box to have a look at, so I might take a couple of pumps just to kind of build it up a bit. So I'm gonna hope that my top lip does not give me any issues, because we're not about that today. Come on. Oh, there we go. So yeah, that was that 1 and 2. So I'm just gonna put in 2, because I don't want my face to look like Data from Star Trek. So I want to be very, very careful. And I'm just gonna tap some on the hand just to see how it works. And it seemed to have blended in. So what I'm gonna do is just blend it on my skin. And now this is a foundation that I really trust, because my Colourpop foundation is one of my favorite foundations ever. And yeah, it's one that I just, anytime I want to test out a certain product, this is mainly my go-to one. So as you can see, it's got quite a nice coverage on there. I'm not sure how much you're supposed to put in, so I'm gonna have a closer look. You can see a slight glow, but it's not anything too insane. So what I might do also is test it out as a foundation. No, sorry, test it out as a highlighter, not a foundation. That's just silly. Okay, I can feel it. It feels very different on my skin. I feel like because I've added the foil, it feels a little bit different, but we'll see how it works. I don't see much of a difference. Like there's a slight glow, but I don't know if that's just me being quite oily. Okay. Because I've seen a couple of reviews of this, but nothing that really kind of stood out. I saw online like swatches and stuff, and them actually speaking about the actual Melt Cosmetics speaking about them, but I don't see any major difference in my skin tone. So let me just swatch a bit of it on my hand to see how well it actually comes out. So I'm just going to take a small amount, and then let's just see how it looks. Oh yeah, you can definitely see some kind of reflection. I just don't think it's come out that well onto my skin. Let me see if it works as a light, because obviously when I set my skin, okay, you can see that for sure. Just settling that onto my skin, I think might not be as okay. I'm just hope I'm doing it right. I mean, there's no other way that I should really be doing this. I can, where I put it like separately, you can definitely see it a little bit around here. Well, I can, much closer up I can. I'm just gonna get some foundation on my eyes. So far, it's not been a major difference. And that's alright. I mean, again, I am going to try this as a highlighter, but I feel like I'm going to use it kind of after I've powdered down a bit, just because I feel like it might give a better effect. I feel like I am glowing a bit. I'm slightly Data-esque. Okay, let's see, how am I doing? Okay, my top lip is already just given up, and I am just blending because I feel like I can actually see a bit of a glow now. But I don't know if that's sweat. Okay, right, let's go on to a bit of concealer so I can just add a bit on my under eyes, because I'm looking a little bit tired today. Just nothing too crazy. I'm going in with my Colourpop one as well, just because I feel like it's one that I can just rely on also. Okay, I'm going to set everything down with my powder, but again, I'm going to be very sparse around my cheeks, just because again, I don't want to completely just ruin it, because when it comes to, again, you guys would know, when you mix liquid on top of powder, it does become a little bit congealed. but we are just adding a bit. So okay, so everything is set down nicely, and then now we're gonna go into a blush. I'm gonna quickly go in with my Colourpop blush, just because I was like, I don't have any new blushes to test out, and I thought this would be quite nice just to use. I was going to use the highlighter in this, but I was like, I have a new highlighter, so what am I doing? So I'm just going to go in with the shade Butterscotch. No, hang on. Oh no, Extra Sprinkles. They've got the same issue here that Charlotte Tilbury does, where they don't actually tell their customers in the right order what something is. So you saw my video recently talking about kind of higher end products. I tried out a Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette and then realised that the stickers were not on the right way, so I couldn't really use it to its full potential, but you know, for next time. So okay, the blush has gone on nicely. I feel like there is a massive glow just here. Like, I don't know if it's seen quite well. Oh, get that. Just kind of here, and I'm hoping, because the blush doesn't have any shimmer in it at all. So I am going to use this. I don't know. No, I'm actually going to use my sponge because I feel like it would do so much better. So let's set this on my top lip down and we'll sort that out later. Okay, so like I said, I'm just going to take a small amount. I'm actually going to put some probably on my sponge just because it'll be maybe easier to applicate. So I'm just going to go in with a tiny pump if I can. Right, so that's not a tiny pump, that's a big pump. So I'm going to just put the lid on because I'm using it up like so much. So I'm just going to tap slightly. Oh god, that's so much. Right, okay. Let's get some on here, and we're just going to buff that in because again, you can use this all over the body, it says, but again, I don't have my arms out or anything because I know a lot of people like to use it on their collarbones. Let me see if I don't know if it will do anything. It won't come. I don't think it will come out very well, especially on like my camera. I don't think it will work very well on here. So I can definitely feel that this is a nice highlighter. It doesn't feel sticky, it doesn't feel like there's anything on my skin, and you can see the glow, like it is insanely out there. So that's really cute. I mean, even on my nose, I think that looks quite good. I don't know if it's because of my lighting, but my foundation's looking a little bit darker, but I don't know if that's just me. I could just be losing my mind, and maybe the lighting is a bit off today. But you can still see everything is looking pretty good. So I actually want to set everything down because my face is insane. So I'm just going to go in with one of my Colourpop setting mists. I know this is a very heavy Colourpop I mean like look today, but it was just literally the first things that I picked out. So, and I'm just going to let my fan like kind of muster that in for a moment. Okay, so now everything's feeling a bit better. I've let my mist kind of settle in a bit, and now we're going to go onto the eyes. So we are going in with the Wet n Wild Coffee Cat eyeshadow palette, and this is, I mean, a palette that I think has been out for a few months. I didn't initially pick it up the first time because I was like, I don't need any more eyeshadow palettes, even though I'm always buying more eyeshadow palettes. I've only ever tried the small ones by Wet n Wild, and I was actually quite surprised when they came out with these bigger ones. They do come out occasionally with these bigger ones, which I think is quite good because those small ones are just nice and travel friendly, but I'm not going anywhere. So apparently this is coffee scented. It is. It actually is. And I like it. I'm a coffee fiend, so I'm very excited to smell that. Obviously I don't know how heavy it will be on the actual eyes, unless, you know, if it's something like Too Faced where their eyeshadows, you can smell them from a mile off, even on the eyes. So let's go into the shadow. You can see it's a very neutral heavy one, and I was just happy to pick this up because I was like, you know what, let's give it a go, because it was a couple of eyeshadows that I wanted to try, but I thought, you know what, let's just give this one a go. I think it was like $10.99 on sale, I believe, so even better. So I am going to go in first with a nice transition shade. I'm going to go in with this top one just here, because we are just gonna see how the shadows look. So we're just gonna go everywhere. Oh wow, okay, straight away that is pretty pigmented. Okay, I am looking down just because I have my mirror just below me, so I'm gonna just do that. And yeah, I do have a bit of my foundation on my eye, but that's about it. I have no primer, nothing, so that's not too bad. Yeah, it's a nice shade to start the look off with. And then now I'm going to go in with maybe this shade just here. Again, there's no names, so I'm just going to point. Oh no, there is. Okay, it does. Okay, all the names are listed on the back, but it doesn't tell you which way. So I'm just going to point. And so this this second shade, I'm using the same brush. I'm just going to go into my socket and blend it in there. So just see how that works. Very nice, actually. Yeah, that's pretty nice. It's going in a bit more so you can still see that first shade, and it's blending really nicely, actually. I know Wet n Wild have come out with a few kind of variety of eyeshadow palettes. Like I know they did a SpongeBob collab recently, which is really interesting, but of course the UK don't get cool things like that. I'm not a SpongeBob fan, but it's actually a really cool concept because a lot of the stuff that they came out with actually looked pretty decent. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I don't know why I was kind of judging Wet n Wild before I even tried it, but you know, you won't know until you try it. So there we go. So yeah, this second shade is looking pretty good. This is definitely a palette that I know that I can get a lot out of, so I look forward to using it more in the future. So now let's go in with another shade, and let's go in with another brush as well. So I kind of feel like I'm going down, so I'm just going to use one from each row, and I'm going to go in with this shade just here, and I'm going to take it very slight amount, and I'm actually going to put it in my inner corner here just to kind of blend outwards, so it's the edges are really darkened up. Okay, pretty good. I would definitely, I mean, I really love Beauty Bay, and I think that their delivery is pretty on hand. Like, I honestly have never had an issue with anything that they've kind of, like their releases and things like that. If I've ever had an issue, they've resolved it really easily. But I feel like getting something like the hall pass is actually pretty good, because I think you pay, I think at the moment it's like £5 or it's £10 for the year for next day delivery, and normally you have to spend at least what, £25 for the delivery, and then yeah, and then I feel like now with this, if I see one or two things that I want, I don't have to maybe wait until I can accumulate a few things. I can just be like, yeah, I want that, and then it'll be here the next day. Pretty good. I mean, it's obviously not for everyone, because if you're trying to not spend so much money, which is what I should be doing, then getting that might not be the best idea. But I am glad I used my points for it, because I was either gonna pick up an eyeshadow palette, which is one of the Beauty Bay ones. I'm just taking a clean brush to kind of clear everything up, or I saw the hall pass and I was like, you know what, I'll just get that, because you know, Beauty Bay always have like a sale on their eyeshadow palette, so if I'm ever needing it that badly, I can just get the hall pass to get it. So now I'm gonna go in with a shimmer. I might not use the bottom row just today then, because I feel like if I use a shimmer, we can just get that on. So I am gonna take this gold one just here, just so we'll see how that works. I'm going to take it very lightly, because it seems like this pan has a bit of fallout, which is not obviously the end of the world, but oh, okay, that's nice. Smells nice, smells really nice. I am a coffee fan, so I don't drink like black coffee. I like lattes, and I like lots of syrup in my drinks as well, so I'm not a full-on like black coffee kind of person. But yeah, this smells really nice. It's not overpowering, so it's not going to make you feel like, oh god, there's too much coffee, because I know obviously a lot of people don't like the smell of coffee. So yeah, this is really nice. This is just nice for everyday looks as well, so it's not like it's crazy over the top. Yeah, I like that. Okay, pretty good. I don't think I will add anything on my lower lash line because I feel like that might be enough. Let's go in my inner corner. I don't have a small brush. We'll just use this brush, and let's go in with the same shade, to be honest, because we'll see if that actually comes out. Ooh, yes. That definitely does. Okay, perfect. Amazing. So to save a bit of time, I'm going to go off camera and do a mascara, and I'm just going to finish off with some lips. I don't know which one I want to use today because I have two of my Melt Cosmetics, but they're quite dark, and then I've got one of my NYX Lip Lingerie lipsticks, so I might go in with that. At least with the Melt Cosmetics, I know it's kind of fitting, but they're just quite dark for what the look is. I'll make a decision, and then when I come back you will see. Okay, so I'm back, and I put on my mascara, which I actually use the Urban Decay Lash Freak. It's okay, it's really clumpy. I mean, I've spoken about it before on my channel. And then on my lips, I did use a mixture of my NYX Lip Lingerie, and then on top I went in with one of the Melt Cosmetics Bullet Lipsticks. Can't remember what these are actually called, in the shade Double D's. And yeah, this is my finished look. I think I really like this. It has made my skin really glowy, like round here, especially with a highlighter. I think mixing it in with a foundation doesn't do a lot unless you actually add a lot, which is not what I want, because I don't want my whole face to glow. I just want certain parts to actually just glow, but then I might as well just use it as an actual highlighter. Maybe in the future, when I show my arms a bit more, maybe I will get one of those brushes and see if that works. But yeah, this is my finished look. Please let me know what you think. If you've tried the sex foil, oh, it's so weird saying that. Let me know what you think. I don't know if I mentioned, I got the shade Stargazer. There's a nice selection on Beauty Bay as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on any of my social medias, because I'm always active on there. And I hope you're doing well, you're healthy, and you're safe. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye guys.